This is All India Radio. In the program Spotlight, now we bring you a discussion on PM's Mann Ki Baat. The participants are Ashok Tandon, political analyst, and Nilab Srivastav, journalist.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi today spoke to the country as part of his monthly Mann Ki Baat radio address. We all know that the Prime Minister started this program since his government took the reins at the center in 2014. And the Mann Ki Baat is about many things, many issues, topics, contemporary and historical times. And if I can speak in the words of the Prime Minister, what he spoke today it is about multitude of subjects. An important milestone today was achieved today in this series of the radio address because it was the 75th address of the Prime Minister. He spoke about it also. He mentioned that a number of listeners of this radio program has written to him, underlining that this is the 75th series. And if I can just bring into perspective the backgrounder to this, the first of the edition of the Mann Ki Baat was aired or relayed on October 3, 2014. Tandon Saab, we know Prime Minister speaks about a number of subjects. It is about what the community is doing. It is about what our contemporary times or challenges of the times are. Today also was no exception. The PM spoke about the Amrit Mahotsav or the 75th year of Indian independence that we are looking forward to. He spoke about COVID. He spoke about different initiatives people taking across the country. What kind of things have you seen across over the time since Mann Ki Baat was introduced?
See, the first episode of Mann Ki Baat was started on Vijayadashmi, and its 75th episode is completing on the Holika Dahan day. So it is all the more significant that how important the Indian festivals are. But if I may recall, when the Mann Ki Baat was started, I think the skeptics thought that it would be a monologue. Prime Minister would be literally, in a way, addressing the nation, and it will be a very short-lived experience. But now today, when we look back, it has not been a monologue. It is not even just addressed to the nation, but it has developed into a dialogue, a two-way interaction with the people. And initially, even we thought that PM will be talking only about his Mann Ki Baat. But over the years, now we have seen it is more Mann Ki Baat of the people of India, cross-section of the society, and people working in different walks of life. It is their Mann Ki Baat which is now getting reflected in this program. Of course, Prime Minister has very rightly said that it was an amazing experience. And the kind of interaction we had, the kind of feedback he used to get, the kind of involvement of the people, the way people have been contributing to the nation building in their own small way, all these things has really, in fact, made him, enriched him also, apart from the benefit he and his government got from the ideas which people have given, the innovative, and whether it is science and technology, whether it is medicine, whether it is agriculture, whether it is forest, whether it is rivers, whether it is water, in all aspects, the Prime Minister got enriched from the experience which people shared with him. So therefore, and the way people got connected with it, and they continue to remain connected. It has not been a jarring experience. It has never bored the people. And as the Prime Minister said, that it has been Vaicharik Yatra, a journey of ideas. And the journey of ideas is continuing. And the way, as we lit one candle from another, how we enlighten the whole world. All these things. He said a lot of talent has come before the country, and also it has helped in promoting India's cultural heritage, India's diversity. That he said we will be celebrating 75 years of India's independence also. So when completing 75 episode of Mann Ki Baat today, and now in the run-up to the 75th year of independence, we have to continue this journey which we have started, and through this journey we are going to start a series of activities in the run-up to 75th year of India's independence.
One of the important topics that he discussed today, Mr. Tandon, was about the coronavirus pandemic. We have seen that it is now 1 year that the pandemic struck the world and also India, and it is still raging. And the Prime Minister mentioned very specifically about the vaccination drive that is ongoing in the country. And he made it a point to say that he has seen many photographs, and many people have mentioned that how people over the age of 100 years are taking the vaccine jab or the shot. And in the same breath, he asked the citizens not to let the guard down, because we're still into thick of it. Things are getting towards phase where we are getting into vaccination, but the numbers have risen in the last few months.
So he recalled the Janata curfew, which was imposed almost 1 year ago, and how people cooperated, how people observed the discipline. And it was actually the Janata curfew turned into a festival of discipline, which the entire world was watching with amazement, that how could people could be so disciplined that in one call of the Prime Minister, they could lit candles, they could beat the drill which people did, that they will blow the whistle, they will do some kind of a beating of stencils to show solidarity. And that 1 year ago, the Janata curfew, which demonstrated. And in fact, he said that was one thing which was a tribute to our frontline warriors, the Corona warriors. He said this one gesture on the part of the people of India has touched the chord with the hearts of our Corona warriors, whether they were doctors, nurses, paramedics, all those people who are even on duty. And that was the spirit. That is why they got motivated to continue to serve the country in the height of pandemic. And that spirit has led us to, in a way, win this war against coronavirus. We are still in the process also. And then when it comes to development of vaccine, people are looking towards vaccine, and India has now developed its own vaccine. It is supplying vaccine to 76 countries, and India's vaccine campaign is the largest in the world. And the whole world is watching how the logistics of the vaccine program are successful with the cooperation of state government, with the cooperation of municipality, and with the cooperation of private hospitals. Everybody is engaged in this massive vaccination program. And then he said the kind of reports which are pouring in from different parts of the country are also amazing. People more than 100 years age are coming out, and not only they are getting vaccine, they are also putting up their pictures getting vaccine on social media, motivating others to go for vaccine. And the Prime Minister also said that everybody must not only campaign for vaccine, and he said, Dawai bhi or kadai bhi, that we have to be disciplined also, and we have to go for the vaccine. He quoted a couple of people who said this is a vaccine seva, is a basically vaccine service, which we are doing. And so we have to make people aware about it. And then he quoted certain people, how they are participating in this awareness campaign for everybody to go for the vaccine. But at the end, again, he said that we have to be very careful. We have to observe all the protocols and maintain distance, and also at the same time continue to do our normal duties.
This Mann Ki Baat address was in the month of March. We very correctly know that March is also a day where we celebrate the fortitude and the accomplishments of some of the bravest and exceptional women across the world. March 8th is known as the International Women's Day. Prime Minister spoke about it. A lady from Indore has written to him that we talk about so many achievements. One achievement of our very renowned cricketer and a lady, someone who has achieved so many laurels for India, Mithali Raj, and she has completed 10,000 runs, which includes only 7,000 only in the ODIs. So Prime Minister mentioned about the achievement of some women sports persons and women in general from the country who have achieved numerous accolades or numerous awards within short span of time. He also spoke about the international ISSF World Cup shooting that is being held in Delhi, and so many women have got gold medals and have brought laurels for the country. He also spoke about PV Sindhu, who has won the BWF Swiss Open Super 300 tournament.
Every profession, whether it is sports, and in fact he said the sports is now emerging as the first priority as far as profession is concerned among girls, women. They are choosing sports as their first priority, and that is what is resulting into women achieving remarkable success in terms of medals, whether it is shooting, whether it is cricket, or in every sport. So women empowerment, tribute to women who have done remarkable job, was certainly a very, very significant aspect of today Mann Ki Baat. But the Prime Minister also, he talked about the Amrit Mahotsav, which is already currently underway. And then he said, when we reach 15th August 2023, through the Amrit Mahotsav, a lot of activities are being undertaken. And this will, in fact, he linked Amrit Mahotsav with the Atmanirbhar Bharat concept also. In that context, he drew attention. A very significant aspect was during his speech at the Maritime Summit, the development of lighthouses as tourist attraction. And then he talked about the lighthouse in Chennai and Mahabalipuram, and the one which has an elevator, solar panel also. They are now developing into museums. And then he quoted somebody, Guru Prasad from Chennai, and also said the unique lighthouse. And he said, Prime Minister said the 71 lighthouses across the country have now been developed as tourist attraction, amphitheater, children park, museum, and they are now emerging as great centers of tourist attraction. He paid tribute to, lighthouse employees who lost their life during the 2004 tsunami in Andaman and Nicobar and Tamil Nadu. And in that context, he also made a passing reference 10 years of the tsunami in Japan. So paying tribute to those who lost their life has always been the hallmark of Prime Minister, whether it is natural calamity or certain other aspects.
Atmanirbhar Bharat or the Self-Reliant India theme, the government has been carrying this forward like a flagship scheme. We have talked about it in the past. You mentioned about what he spoke about this centered around this theme, so many activities. It was also about manufacturing toys indigenously. We are looking forward to develop and reduce our imports in this context, and waste to value also, what Prime Minister mentioned, as to how start his own entrepreneurship and probably look forward to a bright future with a good income and all. And also on the second part of it was about the kind of different things that we can do to support the kind of communities that we live in. So I think Atmanirbhar Bharat and the activities centered around it are always the part of Mr. Modi's Mann Ki Baat programs over the years that we have seen.
He said that in the context of Atmanirbhar Bharat, he first emphasized modernization of agriculture sector, innovation and modernization, and the new avenues for employment they are generating. And along with the traditional agriculture techniques, we have to do innovation, go for modern technique. And it was in that context he talked about the bee farming. And he said that he named it as a sweet revolution. And in that context, he also talked of the bee farming being done in Darjeeling. And he said the honey is in great demand in West Bengal. Then he talked about the Sundarban organic honey in Gujarat. Banaskantha honey, he said, is very popular. It is being exported and it is in great demand. Haryana, Yamunanagar, he said, bee farming is taking 1.25 lakh tons of honey production is taking place in India. Quite a lot of it is being exported. And then he said the bee wax also is being used in pharma, in textile, in many other sectors. So that is the entire thing, modernization of agriculture and diversification of the agriculture is part of the Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign. And there's India's Ayurveda and other natural form of medicines, all these things which are becoming popular, including reform in agriculture, are all part of India's Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign. Then he, immediately talked about the sparrows. He talked of somebody in Banaras who is doing a great job in promoting, because sparrows are now disappearing. We don't, in the cities, we don't hear that chirping noise of the sparrows. And he said the national, environment and all that. Again, then he went to Kendrapada in Orissa, where the high tide threat is causing problem, and that natural issue has to be tackled, and how people are doing their job. So in Paradip district also. So the greatness of the Mann Ki Baat is that PM would be going across the country in different parts of the country where people, and average people, normal citizens are engaged in doing wonderful job, which is the beauty of it.
Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts, Mr. Tandon.
Thank you.
You were listening to a discussion on PM's Mann Ki Baat. The participants were Ashok Tandon, political analyst, and Nilabh Srivastav, journalist. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. You can listen to it on our mobile app, News on AIR. This program is also available on our website, newsonair.com. You may email your opinion about this program at airnsdtalks@gmail.com.